Bro, just trying to hit me.
Hey, it's recording.
Keep whistling, one of them forget. Alright, so we're solving systems, multiple equations, by substitution. And substitution is exactly what you think it is, just like what we do with everything else, when we substitute a number in for a variable, except now you're going to substitute an expression for a variable. It's the same process. Alright, so let me give you the steps first, okay? Step 1. Solve one equation for one variable. It doesn't have to be y. It can be x. You can get x by itself. You decide. It's easier to solve for the variable that has a positive 1 for a coefficient, because all you're doing is adding the other variable to the other side. But if they both have other coefficients, then you're going to have to divide. And yes, you're going to have fractions at some point in time, so you better get used to it. Step 2. Substitute expression into other equation. So when you solve that first equation, you take what that one variable equals and you plug it into the other equation for that variable. I'll show you here in a second. Step 3, you solve. Because when you substitute that expression in, you now only have one variable. And so you solve for that one variable. And then step 4, you substitute. Step 5, solve. Step 4 is important though. Substitute back into original equation. That's important. Go ahead.
Well, it's only 2 words.
5 S's. Solve, substitute, solve, substitute. Alright, so here's an example. Here's your system. X equals y plus 3. And your other equation is 2x minus y equals 5. So, step 1. Solve one equation for one variable. Is there an equation already solved?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have to do step 1. Step 2. Take that expression, what it equals, and substitute it into the other equation where that variable is. This is what x equals. So plug that information in. 2 times y plus 3, the whole group. That's what x is. That's what you just told me, right?
Minus y.
Yep. Minus y equals 5.
Ooh, that makes sense.
So, do you all see the substitution? Where we're going to do it another way. Alright, so now distribute. That's 2y plus 6 minus y equals 5. Everybody can solve that from there. Go ahead. That's step 3. Solve it. You have an answer?
Are we trying to solve for y or x?
There's only a y in here.
Oh.
X is gone because we substituted it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Now, that was step 3. This is the y value of where the 2 lines cross.
The x value is y plus 2.
Now, to get the x value, step 4, substitute what y is back into an equation. If y is -1, what is x?
2.
Okay, be quiet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's where the two lines cross. Step 5 is solve. That's if you had to actually put it in. So x, I'll put it in here. X equals y, which is -1 plus 3. X equals. So 2 -1 would be the solution. Any questions? All right, let's do it. Example 2. 6x plus y equals 4, and x minus 4y equals 19. This is going to be ugly. Oh, I did this on purpose. You shouldn't have any problems like this, but I want you to see that you got to follow through. Yeah.
Could I get the equation?
Tell me what to do.
Well, I did this one over here, and I added 4y on each side.
Okay, so we add 4y, and x equals 4y plus 19. That's step 1. You could have solved this one for y. You could have solved this one for x as well. Subtract the y and then divide everything by 6, but then you got a bunch of fractions. But you're going to have to deal with fractions eventually. But you chose a good variable to solve for. Alright? So now, that's what x equals. Let's put it into the other equation. Everybody do that. Substitute. And then everybody solve for y. Anybody totally lost? You understand substitution? You understand how to solve for one variable?
Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't matter which one you use.
It does not matter what variable you solve for. It doesn't matter which equation you choose.
All right.
Now, you wouldn't want to, everybody will look up here, everybody. You don't want to take this and plug it back into the equation you just solved for, because your y's will cancel. And everything will disappear. You want to put it into the other equation. All right? So substitute into the other equation. That's what I said here. That's very important. So it doesn't matter which equation you solve for. It doesn't matter what variable you solve for. Is it getting ugly? That's so awesome. 60 and 54 is 114 plus y equals 4. That's nice. 25y plus 114 equals 4. 25y equals -110. Wait, 25. 24y and 1y makes 25y.
Oh, man.
Hey, you can't make any mistakes by doing this.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, this is this method. It's a great method, but when you start to get into some serious fractions, you got to make sure you're really up on how you're adding and subtracting and multiplying by. So we're going to divide by y. Y equals -110 over 25. So divide by 5. What do you get? What? Don't do that.
Yeah, you.
Don't do that. And to get x then, Steph, to get x, you take the value of y and you plug it into one of the original equations for y. Can you do that part?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be easier.
So, x minus 4 times -22 over 5 equals 19. I'm going to go ahead and solve it.
Oh, that's big. 88 over 5.
That's, oh wait, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you count the denominator. That's where the two cross. How would you like to graph that and try to figure it out?
We don't have to, right?
No, today you're doing the substitution, you're doing all this work.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Oh, so this is basically what we did yesterday, only a different way to do it.
Yes. But you can't, you wouldn't be able to graph those two and tell me what the answer is. Okay? This is 1 2/5. That's -4 2/5. You had to guess where the two lines cross. Alright, so this was a hard problem. Got it? Alright. You shouldn't have it. You may have some fractions, but they won't be like that. Okay? I did that on purpose. But you can do it. Don't act like you can't do it. You better be able to add and subtract fractions. So, are there any questions on substitution? Make sure you follow the steps. Yes?
I looked at the lesson and it asked which one would you like to substitute. When you're substituting one, is that the one that you put into the other equation?
Yes. So here we solved this one, and we substituted that into the other one. And that's exactly what step 2 says. Yeah.
And the fraction, 7 to this, so -22.
Yeah.
Do we keep it as an improper fraction?
I will not count that wrong. The whole point in putting it into this form is so we really kind of understand where it's at visually on a graph. Just looking at this, you don't necessarily know where it's at on the graph unless you put it into these numbers. These two are exactly the same. We'll not count it wrong. Your other math teachers are going to want you to do it like this. And that's okay. We'll figure it out when we go through grid. Okay? Don't count it wrong. All right, no other questions? Your assignment. Page 439. 4 to 16 even because it does take you a lot of time to do the work. And then 26 and 28, that's it.